Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting in a Fan. Yes, I remain incredibly busy, which is why my Yule tree is still there. Not for much longer, I promise. So, right now it is approximately 1:41 p.m., and the current date is Friday, January 22nd, 2016. It is the night before the full moon in Leo. And I also want to acknowledge my newest YouTube channel subscriber, Mahima Rao. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. The sweetest sound to a person's ears is his or her own name. The reason I'm making this additional video is because, well, those of us who live in the New York City, New Jersey areas, or rather New York City, northern New Jersey areas, have been hearing a lot about snow. A lot about snow. And I felt that I needed to address this. With all due respect, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it how I see it: mass hysteria. So, several years ago, actually more than a decade ago, I was involved with a group that I co-created called the Tarot Lovers Club. And what we used to do was we'd get together once a month, usually in the home of somebody who had participated in my very first beginner's level and very first intermediate/advanced level tarot courses. And we would have an actual meeting. We would bring our tarot decks, we would bring notebooks, we would have an actual topic. There would be somebody who would pull the opening tarot card, and he or she would interpret it, and then everybody else in the meeting would give one insight of the tarot that was pulled. And a second person, well, usually the same person, would pull the closing tarot card. And during each meeting, we would focus on a specific topic, whether it was reversals, whether it was, the cards that freak out the most, cards that we love the most. We would focus on the tarot. We would focus on tarot off, or a pull the opening tarot card and the closing tarot card. He or she would usually be the one to select a spread from the tarot book spread, or from the tarot spread book. He used a different one, so it was always the same. Then, he would give his
believe you. If you were to say, Robert, I'm in Los Angeles, California, and it actually snowed the first time in ages, I would probably believe you. But you are within minutes to of where I was saying to me, but I heard it. I don't see any snow. Are you sure it's gonna snow? Or is this what every motherfucker keeps telling you? Including the meteorologists, you know, those people that got paid, you know, have college degrees, and they're gonna say it's gonna snow, and yet and most of the time it doesn't snow. I used to joke and say that I could come up with more accurate weather predictions than some of these people. Now, does that mean that it's not going to snow? I don't know. You know what? Listen, I was born in winter. I was born approximately 2.5 weeks after a winter solstice and 2 nights after a new moon. So, you know, being in a place or in a weather pattern that's dark and cold really isn't an unfamiliar experience for me. I'm always amazed when people that live in this area are like, oh, it's so cold outside. I'm like, are you new in town, bitches? I'm like, don't you know? Of course it's cold in here. You live in Manhattan. You live in New York City. You live in northern New Jersey. You've lived here virtually all your life. You're not a transplant. You're not a tourist. You're not a new resident in the area. Of course it's cold in January in the New York City area. It's not a new, ladies and it's like, people, you know, I'll be the first one to admit, I get upset and excited over stupid shit. I'll admit that. I know myself very well. I get upset and excited, and I get bent out of shit over the stupidest bullshit ever. Most of the time. I've got her at getting over the really things. Now I work on not upset, but, you know. I don't know. You know, maybe it's just me. Maybe if I could legally get away with killing people, I probably wouldn't get upset so much. You know, and I've never really had tolerance for ignorance and stupidity. I know, for some people that is a character flaw, and for some people that's a professional flaw, and that's not a very loving or very spiritual sentiment. I know this. I am aware of this. I own this. I acknowledge this. So, for those of you that I offended, I do apologize. That was neither my intention nor my desire. But I keep hearing all this stuff about snow. First of all, let's see if it actually snows. You know, and remember, some people think that it just snows in winter. I still remember the day. Now we're going back close to 20 years. I remember I was off one day. I remember it was the first day of spring that year. I was off that day, woke up, looked at the sky. I thought, that sky looks strange. I'm going to go back to sleep. Went back to sleep. Woke up an hour later. The sky still looks strange. I don't know why. Got up from bed, went to my bedroom window. I saw snow on the ground. First day of spring. Snow on the ground. Snow on the rooftops. Snow on the bare branches of the trees. Snow on the bare dirt where there's normally grass in the spring and the summer. So, you know, so y'all could think, oh, it doesn't snow in the spring. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That's another thing. I remember I have a client. She's been using my psychic services since September 2001. And I remember back in December of 2015, as in last month and last year, she would talk to me and say, you know, let's get the group together and celebrate your birthday, but let's choose an alternate date. And I would say, why? And she's like, well, in case it snows. Now, this woman keeps forgetting she's a very powerful witch, and she's a very powerful, strong-minded person. Then again, sun sign Scorpio, rising sign Taurus, moon in Capricorn, she could not help but have an incredibly powerful mind, as well as incredibly powerful magic. So she keeps talking about this snow that's going to happen, and I'm like, I said to her,
But the only person that keeps bringing up the snow is you. I'm not bringing it up. He's not bringing it up. She's not bringing it up. You're the only one that brings it up. And here's the irony. I would have only been available to meet with her, or to meet with the group to celebrate my birthday, the first Sunday of this month and year, which was Saturday, January 2nd, and and the second Sunday of this month was Sunday 10th, 20.
No snow. I keep looking. No snow. I can see if there's a building next to mine. I can see if there are flakes because of the exterior of the other building next to mine. It's not white. So I can see the flakes if they're coming down. I see no flakes coming down. So ladies and gentlemen, I understand that y'all want to make sure you get everything done and you want to be relaxed and you want to feel safe and secure in your homes. How about feeling safe and secure in your minds and in your hearts? You're talking about snow, 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 snow. I don't see any motherfucking snow. So why not just relax? Oh, that could be a package for me. Okay, thank you, YouTube. Bye. Many blessings.